Hello, my darlings. Good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle ATL By Night. Chapter 2, In All My Dreams I Drown. Let's welcome back our vampires.
My name is Zachary Vaudo, and I'm playing Anton Krovopolskov.
My name is Tyler Sutherland, playing Aaron Ulrich.
I am Brittany Trambauer-Smith, playing Melisanda.
And I am Ian E. Muller, playing Jackson.
And I am your storyteller, Ellie Collins. As always, we want to say a big thank you to Neighborhood Studio for giving us our home here. And what do you say we get started? And let's sit back and relax, and let's tell a vampire story. When last we saw our kindred, Anton, Aaron, and Jackson had gone out on a boys' night. They visited a local Waffle House to look into a scuffle between a glasswalker and a mage, fresh from out of town. In sorting that out, they were sent by Mooney to look into a local business potentially connected with Pentex. They needed to make good on their agreement with the Garu to investigate Pentex while the Garu investigate the Second Inquisition. They found a suspicious office of a staffing agency with files alluding to someone named Brooks as someone to turn over employee files to, and a door to a basement containing what appeared to be a room with large refrigerator doors. But before they could see much more of it, a man in a plaid suit and slicked blonde hair came out, spotting Jackson and Aaron. And the man is now staring you all down. Says, I repeat, who are you and why the fuck are you in my office?
I'm going to make eye contact with Aaron,
Okay.
who is ahead of me on the stairs. And I'm going to activate feral weapons with my hands in front of me and just look at him like, yes, no.
Okay.
And I grow hungrier.
Okay. And are you doing this while trying to not show it to the man who has entered the room?
Correct. 'Cause my back is to that man currently.
Okay.
Anton is still in the wall at like the base of the stairs. So like I imagine I could hear this dude, but I
Yeah.
don't know like where he is at this point because I'm just
Yeah, because you're still in the wall.
yeah, I'm incorporeal and there's like
All right.
I'll look to you, and I say, make it quick. Don't kill him.
And I just smile. I am going to launch myself backwards down the stairs.
Okay.
Much like a cat.
Yeah.
And attack him.
Okay. How are you attacking him?
I'm going to sink my claws into his shoulders and try to pin him to the floor with my body weight.
Okay. Let's consider that strength and brawl.
And I'm going to use my enhancements,
Okay.
which requires another rouse check, which I pass.
Good.
While Jackson's taking some direction, I'm going to throw my cloak of shadow over me, get some stealth and some intimidation going.
Okay.
8 success.
All right. So you do rocket down the stairs, manage to sink your claws into the man's shoulders as he cries out, and you pin him down to the floor. And he's furious. And he's looking up at you. And this much closer, there's really nothing to this guy. He's just a scrawny human businessman. Bit of a severe face to him, but that shouldn't be held against him. And he is just hissing in pain and staring at you going, what the fuck is this? You want money? I've got money.
it's reasonable to assume that I've heard like a huge thud.
Yeah,
yell.
you heard him slam out.
I'm just gonna step out of the wall at this point, just
like-
see the scene.
And
I don't know if you can see me if he's on the ground, but
yeah, he can't see you because he's on the ground.
just step out and just.
I'm going to get closer
Okay.
and expend Shadowcast
Okay.
and creep my shadow underneath him to kind of suppress some willpower damage to him.
Okay.
That is cocked. No hunger. And I'm just going to roar up some intimidation factor and just say, shut up.
Okay. And so the shadow pulling against his very will in person, as you tell him to shut up, he just lays his head back, still hissing from the pain of these much more enhanced feral weapons that are sunk into his shoulders.
What the fuck are we doing?
Getting answers and info.
Keep him alive, and I'm gonna circle the room, still incorporeal, and I'll let them talk with him. But I'm gonna stick my head through the freezer doors, incorporeal, just see what's inside while they're doing this.
Okay. So first we will
Yeah.
let them talk to him, and then we will get to what you see in the refrigerators.
Yeah.
What is this place?
Staffing agency. Haven't you seen those before? People come in here, they're good typists, or they just need a part-time job.
Deeper.
We place them.
I'm gonna growl,
Okay.
and I would like to intimidate him while I just
Make me.
cinch my fingers down a little bit tighter into his shoulders.
Okay, let's make that manipulation and intimidation. Since you are trying to intimidate him for purpose of truth.
4.
4. And he just... We are a staffing agency. I don't know what else the fuck you want.
I want answers, and this isn't working. I can talk to someone else, or we can see what's really here.
Have a blast. Take whatever the fuck you want, but God, why? Why are you coming in here at night? Why are you fucking attacking me?
All right. I usually don't sit on this side of interrogations, so this said laundry room. I don't see any laundry here.
Yeah. It's a storage basement.
Storage basement. You know what? I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm going to non-lethally
Okay.
try to concuss him.
Okay. Let's make that strength and brawl.
Gotcha. Three successes.
3 successes. I'll say with that, it's a little hard the way you hit him. There's a little bit of blood coming from the impact, but you do manage to knock him out completely.
Okay. I'll step back, retract the shadow, and just take another look around.
And errand for you, please take 1 stain to your humanity.
I will remove my claws from his shoulders. There's a little bit of a ripping sound when I do. Make a roll.
Yep. And so, while this is happening and you're rolling,
Mhm.
okay. Anton, you go to peek into the first
Yep.
fridge.
Head and upper torso just goes straight through the door.
Okay. You see, laying on the ground, in a box, the man outside the room. Would you like to check another fridge?
First, I'm gonna back out, look at him, look back in, back out.
Same suit, same look.
Laying in a box, like seemingly unconscious, or
Yeah. And quite cold. These fridges are more like freezers.
back out again. I'm gonna look in the others before I address this, and so yeah, I'll back out.
Fridge number 2.
Yeah, to the second one, head through.
Same man, same suit, same face, same hair.
At this, I'm going to scribe the soul on the body that's in front of me to see what the fuck this is, because this
Okay.
doesn't make sense.
Okay.
I do not get hungrier, and that is intelligence aspects. So it typically says versus composure and subterfuge, but I don't know if this person has any consciousness to them to roll against.
We'll say for the purposes of this that there is no need for a contested roll.
Okay. 7 successes.
7.
So yeah, 7 against 0 is, yeah, things like, their general aura, emotional state, if they're anything supernatural, all the usual stuff I would want to checking for about them.
So as you do that,
Mm-hmm.
you get multiple answers at once.
Mhm.
You get multiple locations. You get multiple aspects of personality, too many at once. It feels like you just walked into Grand Central Station trying to look into the soul of this person.
Back out, shaking my head. And I'll go into I'll go check if there. How many fridges are there?
There are 5.
I'm gonna look into each one because at this point, like, is the same thing behind every fucking door?
Same man behind every single door.
And that's the only thing that's in these freezers is one box. This dude, exactly
Correct.
as perceived.
Correct.
I'll back out, just sort of step back, turn, just look at them, look at Aaron having knocked the guy out. Just, we should have switched.
What'd you find?
I found him, and him, and him, and I was pointing at each freezer, and him, and him, and him. This man is a
Quintuplet.
That, or we're going with a quantum superposition thing, but I'm more likely to go with government clone type if this is what we think it is. There is a man in a box in each of these freezers that is identical to this man here. And it feels as if I am looking at a crowd of people when I attempt to investigate one of them. I have theories, but all I can tell is that this man is existing in multiple places, including right here.
Do you see fresh gash wounds, thanks to Jackson, on any of the bodies?
Would I have noticed that, or would I have to go back and look?
I would say the wounds that Jackson caused are pretty obvious. You would have noticed it.
Would I have noticed it on all of the other bodies, is what was the question.
It wasn't on any other body.
Okay. They're not that connected.
Okay.
It appears that you have made this one nice and unique. Good job.
Did any of you, refresh my memory, have heightened senses up
Yes.
when you came in here? A car has pulled up outside.
There is a vehicle outside. We are in a bit of an issue with this, and I imagine he's going to remember you all.
You can't wipe minds when they're unconscious.
That's very difficult,
The front door has now opened.
unless you'd like to wake him up really quickly. And apart from that, I suspect that perhaps we leave. And we will hope that he does not remember you well enough.
There is a door to the back of this room that you haven't investigated yet that is not the bathroom.
Mhm.
And there is now a voice coming from the halls upstairs, much like the voice of the man beneath you.
Mhm.
Hello?
We
Is
need-
anyone here?
We need to leave.
Or maybe we need answers.
My God, the offices look like shit. Hello?
We are leaving. We are leaving, and we hope that he does not remember you. And in the future, if you need to make somebody forget, you fucking call me, and I will walk straight backwards through that door. I'm not even looking into it.
Okay.
I'll try the handle.
Handle does open.
Okay. Open and through.
I'll follow Aaron.
All right. So you guys exit.
Mhm.
Where will you go now?
And it's
Are
a
we
broom closet.
are we outside or?
Yes, you guys are outside the building. It's more of a, so this building kind of sits on a slope, so it's that concrete subfloor back where all the HVAC units are and things like that.
Get around to the car. I'll meet you in a moment, or bring it back here. I don't care.
Jackson, can you drive?
Yeah.
I'll just throw my keys at him.
I'll go with Jackson.
Actually, no, I won't, because they are. Actually, no, I think if I let them go, they'll drop out of. So I'll just toss the keys, and they'll just suddenly start making noise in the air.
All right.
All right.
Fair. I follow Jackson.
And as they do, I'm going to slowly stick my head through the wall again, to like maybe like my ear just enough to like not really be visible unless you're like hardcore looking for it, because I want to hear or get some sense of what is going on here. What have we left behind?
Okay. And so as you come down, as you listen in,
Mhm.
you do hear the same voice of the man below you. And he is distraught and furious, and he has begun to call 911.
I was back out, and I'm gonna walk in the straightest line possible, which means if I walk through a corner of the building, so be it. towards the car until I meet up with them.
Okay.
And then, yeah, once we're there, I will shove the piece of mirror into my pocket, becoming corporeal again, and open the door and get in.
Okay.
Just lick
So
my
where
hand.
are you all headed?
I'm just fiddling with the radio.
Jackson, drive us around for a bit. We want to make sure we're not followed.
No problem.
Jackson Drive.
3.
You're good.
I told you this was easy.
Wonderful. Make your getaway driver from now on.
Default.
All right. And so now where are you all headed?
Is there a Waffle House?
There's always a Waffle House.
Yep.
We should meet up there. Perhaps coordinate with the rest of our team, whoever may be available on this night that just keeps getting better and better. This is not how I wanted to spend tonight. So be it. Now let's pull out my phone. I'm just going to type Waffle House for the closest one to pop up.
Okay. There are 8 options.
Yeah, I'm literally picking the one that has the shortest mileage
Yeah.
to it, and telling him.
0.2 miles.
Yeah, and telling him to go to that. Telling him to go to that one.
All right.
Alrighty.
And I'm texting our group chat, which will ping Aaron, but it's also pinging Mel, Thomasina, Hex, Cirrus, of a meet us at this Waffle House address.
Okay.
Events to go over,
Okay.
and just whoever hears it.
And so let's jump back to earlier that evening. Mel, you woke up in an empty house. Quiet. You know, Thomasina has harpy business. Hex has found herself recently occupied, in need of some answers to things. But Aaron and Anton aren't home. And they're usually home or have at least left notice. But you did sleep in a bit tonight, so maybe you missed it, but you're not sure.
And this is before what has happened.
Yes.
Well before.
Okay. Well, before being how much before?
Probably about the time they got there.
Okay. Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is check my phone, which is usually always blowing up with some information or
Yep.
what do I see?
You have multiple information, a work order for a new window at a Waffle House that just needs your approval
Right, signature.
on it.
Yeah.
You have a couple new employee applications that have come in. You have a couple new contacts that you need to meet. There is some information on just some local events coming up that other folks thought the Keeper would be interested in. And you have a offer on a Waffle House building to be purchased and demolished for purpose of building a shopping center.
Okay.
And you have one message from Mark that just says, in living room, got coffee.
Okay.
And probably buried somewhere in there is a group, like one of the group texts to everybody from like way the fuck earlier, asking if everybody wants to meet up at the school from Anton that only this one got.
Yeah.
And once I eventually get to that, which will be several minutes into my
Yes.
perusing of my phone, I will deduce from that they went to go see Olivia, and he is teaching there now, so it didn't seem that much out of the ordinary, other than the fact that also you were gone. So I will I'll ping them back on the group thread and let everybody know. Sorry for sleeping in. Been a very long week. Where is everybody? ?
And we don't see that text message because we're breaking
Yeah.
into a building at this point.
Yeah, at this point they are committing a felony, so
Yeah,
they
so-
do not get your message.
Okay. Well, then I will assume everything is all hunky dory, and I'll go about my business.
Okay, and so you do go into the living room. There's Mark.
Mhm.
And he just cheers to you with his coffee. He just says, any Waffle House business to get up to?
Not that I know of. I mean, there's a window that needs replacing, apparently. So I've just got to sign off on that. But for right now, everything's fairly quiet, surprisingly enough.
That's usually not a good thing.
I'm expecting the other shoe to drop any moment.
Okay.
So
Cool. I'll keep an eye on that. Your friend, Hex. Yes, Hex.
Mhm.
One of my brother-in-law's employees said he was looking for her number from the Halloween party.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is that something I should pretend I didn't hear?
No. She is a grown ass woman. She can do what she wants.
All right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily give it to him, but
Okay.
we'll relay the information to her when we see her next.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Where's everybody else?
It's a good question. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming Thomasina is working, as we all would be normally at this point.
Sounds about right.
And Anton is at the school.
Okay.
I'm assuming Aaron is with him. Not really sure why, but
All right.
that's where.
Can I ask a weird question now that nobody's here?
Sure.
What the fuck is up with those horses?
That's a good question.
They do not like me.
Yeah, they kind of only like us.
That's fair.
Yeah.
My aunt's cat's like that.
Well, it's a little deeper than that. I think they
Okay.
only react to certain energies, shall we say.
Sounds like vamp magic.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's all the good stuff. How's the card? Are you still enjoying it?
Very much so. Very much so. It is nice. Much nicer than anything I've driven outside of Secret Service.
Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed being a passenger. Feels a little wrong to be, championing the little man and riding around in this gas guzzler, but that's okay. We'll count it as a win, seeing as how we're trying to even the playing field in Atlanta.
Way I see it, the more fancy you look, the more likely the fancy assholes are willing to listen to you.
It's fair enough. There's a whole lot of fancy assholes in this kindred community, so.
From what I have gathered, yes. I will not say who, as I think that gets me in trouble.
No. Yeah, well, I'm gonna just wait for my next delegation and see if there's anything I need to do and work on some paperwork upstairs. If you need anything, you know where I'm at.
Will do. I think I am going to probably watch Price is Right.
Cool. And it's a good time for George A. I'm gonna high five him.
Yeah, and he's gonna high five you right back.
Yeah.
Be like, absolutely. I did my early voting, and glad to see things shook out the way they did.
Me too. And I know that you have worked with some of the folks, so I'm sure you're happy to see the good guys winning.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm gonna head
Always.
upstairs. I'm gonna, pat him on the shoulder and head upstairs.
Okay, and so you're upstairs and you're working on your paperwork for a while. It's probably been a couple hours.
Yeah.
Then a message comes through from Anton requesting a meeting at a Waffle House. And Anton, did you send the location?
Yes,
Where you're
I
at?
plugged in just meet at Waffle House address.
Okay.
And,
Events to
and,
go
and
over.
what was the last part of that? Was there?
Events to go over.
Okay, so that's gonna be zip. That's gonna send my radar, my mom and court radar straight up in the air. And while I am sending the message to Mark and getting myself ready to get into the car, I'm going to call Anton
Okay.
because I do not want to wait. I do not do good with that. So
Okay. And so, Anton, your phone rings.
Yep. So my playlist in the car just gets interrupted. And I'll take it off of speakerphone. Hello.
what events are we going to a Waffle House to discuss?
It was the closest Elysium point, so it seemed like the best place.
What events are we going to discuss?
We investigated something on the request of Mooney, and we found some things, and now we are going to be going over them. So, figured I would reach out to everybody, since only Erin responded to my first text message, so only Erin was there to come with me, but I wanted to give everybody another chance. You were the only person who has contacted me, though, so there we are.
Mooney reached out to you?
She reached out to Erin more specifically.
Okay, I'll meet you there. Definitely anxious to find out what it is, the events we need to speak of.
Well, best spoken in the safe walls of the Waffle House. Yes.
And I'm not even going to respond. I'm just going to hang up.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell Mark to drive as fast as he can. And I'm going to check my phone, and I'm actually going to text Mooney.
Wonderful. What are you texting to Mooney?
Everything okay? Literally just that with a question mark. Just very much like straightforward, just fishing for information.
You get a response back that says, Peachy Keen Jelly Bean.
Okay. I'm not going to respond to that then. I'm just going to sit not so patiently in the back seat.
You get a follow-up text that says, sorry, it's a tequila kind of night.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to sit not so patiently in the back seat and...
Mark is here.
Yeah.
As Mark is speeding, let's...
I will go to reconnect my phone playlist, and by the time I do, it's 0.2 miles, and we're already there.
Yeah.
That's a 4. He's able to do it decently. Gets a few horns honked at him, but
Good. It's Atlanta. That's what it should be.
You say hello.
and so
He's the people that make my driving difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
and so
We realize we can use the HOV lane.
Yeah.
That. Okay.
For a bit.
So
you do pull up to the Waffle House, and I assume,
significantly later after them, I assume.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys arrive to the Waffle House well ahead of Mel.
Just gonna go inside and just grab a booth.
Okay.
That's fine. Just irritated.
Jackson, our first tasks for tonight didn't happen with Mel.
Cool. Gotcha.
Also know that she takes her job very seriously, and she does not know you.
Yeah.
If you break any kind of Elysium rules,
Oh, yeah, no.
you won't make it out.
We're good. We're good. Hey, before we go inside, quick question.
Sure.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Do you have any specific feeding habits?
Yes.
Okay. You're gonna tell me?
Olivia said it was fine. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Let's talk inside the Elysium.
Okay. I also have to go wash my hands.
That's another question I had. Did you have barbs on your claws?
Yeah, neat trick, huh? Cats.
That's right. Wolves and dogs. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And I'll head inside the Waffle House.
And I will follow him, but I go straight to the restroom to wash the blood off of my hands.
I'm just like, it took as long.
We're just laying some ground rules to make sure that damage control as much as we can.
Okay. Yeah, we went over the Elysium stuff earlier today.
Just double checking.
Okay.
He's also hungry, and
Okay, they should have maybe a spare bag here, possibly.
prefers to feed straight from the tap of us.
I'm gonna wave one of the waiters over and just go, could I have an empty cup, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
And they go and get you an empty cup and just set it down pretty heavy on the table.
Much obliged, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just wait until he gets back.
All right.
I don't take my time. I just wash my hands, make sure all the blood's off, walk back out.
How hungry are you?
Thanks. Peckish.
He had to tell me because you're not going to feed from him. I already know that he would not allow it, which is why I need to know. So how hungry are you?
Moderate.
Moderate. Okay. Would you like to learn a neat trick that prevents the thing I was talking about the other day in class, the bonding?
Yeah.
Wonderful. It goes a little like this, and I'm just gonna I'm leaning my wrist on the glass. It goes a little like this. I'm just cutting my wrist into the glass, and you just hear as it starts to fill up, as I'm just watching. The trick for subverting a blood bond is the intermediary vessel.
Mm-hmm.
If you drink directly from another kindred, the vitae still holds its power and still holds its bond. But with an intermediary vessel. It's kind of like when you open the soda and the carbonation isn't quite the same as it was when it was in there the first time. It just kind of out. It's enough passage that it allows you to drink without the unfortunate side effects. Now, if you let it sit for too long and it starts to become a bit dank, and unless you have a strong stomach like me, it is a bit difficult to take at that point. But if you need to feed and you don't want to worry about the issues, then there's this. And I'm gonna let the glass like almost entirely fill up. I don't know if that's 1 or 2 hungers worth. I can't remember how big a Waffle House glass is.
We'll consider a Waffle House glass to be 2 hunger worth.
All right, I'll take that, and then I'll just pull up and lick my wrist closed and just push the glass towards him.
So, Anton, you will need to go up 2 hunger.
Just did.
Wonderful.
Much obliged. And I will just drink the entire glass down in basically one gulp.
Okay. Essentially shotgunning a
Yeah.
glass of Vitae.
Thanks.
And that is how people with your feeding type avoid the dangers that come with it.
Good to know. Good to know.
You can get one of those little travel thermoses.
All right. And so at this time, Mel pulls up, and you see all the guys sitting at the table inside. And Mark stops and goes, Is this a like you need me to go in but sit in a booth far away from the conversation, or is this Marky stay in car?
I would say stay in car, but I still obviously need your eyes and your, and I'm going to point to his thigh holster just in case.
Got it. Can shoot through Waffle House window if must.
Great. Okay. And I'm going to exit the vehicle. I have a leather-bound notebook that I carry with me.
Okay.
And it has, orders and applications, and I, keep a lot of my business for Elysium inside there. And I'm going to open it up and reference a kind of flipbook guide of who is the managers and shifts of each of the things, and who do I find is the person who I would be seeing at this Elysium when I walk in.
So at this one, at this shift, you would know that the waitress on duty, her name is Emma.
Okay.
And the chef on duty, his name is Jason.
And do I know of their particular...
They are both Gould.
Okay.
To other people, just inconsequential kindred, they're just trusted ghouls.
Okay. And I will open the door, and I will go first to Emma.
Okay.
And, go up and shake her hand.
Madam Keeper, there anything you need?
No, I just wanted to check in, make sure everything was okay.
Yeah, we got 3 of yours back there.
Okay. Just checking in, really. Nothing.
Got a changeling that can't tip for shit, but that's about it.
Do you have anything I need to sign or anything?
No. We're doing tape backup at the end of this month. Do we just send you the last keeper? We just emailed her a Google Drive file of the tape backups.
That would be great. That's
Okay.
really all I need. I'm a little more hands-on, maybe.
I like that. Other woman, bless her soul, she seemed really tired.
Of course, yeah, I can understand that. It's definitely very tiring. And I'm going to, pat her on the back, and I'm going to ask her, can I have a half and half, please, to sit down with?
Absolutely. I'll get that made up for you right away.
Great. And I'm going to go and first I'm going to turn and eyeball them. And I'm going to see the person that I do not know sitting there.
You do see a kindred that you are completely unfamiliar with sitting with the 2 of them.
Okay. And I'm going to approach, and who is sitting where? What side of the table?
I got in. I'm probably in the middle since I'd already got in. I got in before these 2 sat down, so they're just on either side of me.
I
Okay.
would have been in first because Jackson came in last washing.
So y'all are,
hands.
you're 3, oh, so you're sitting at the bar? Is that what
No,
No,
at one of
the
the booths.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to slide into whatever empty space there is. And I don't know you.
Hi,
Hi,
Jackson.
Melisanda.
Storyteller, we've been living in the house, actually
Yeah.
interacting with each other this whole time, right?
Yes.
This is one of the kindred that we picked up from the Margaret Mitchell house that you mentioned about a month ago.
Sure.
One of my students.
Oh, great. So Did the events have to do with him?
He was present for it, but not to do with him.
I see.
Erin had my text and came by, and I had wanted to expand my teaching out a bit into a more practical. Try to do things a little bit differently. Is very, very minimal at this school. You'll see whenever you can come by. And I wanted to do some field work, and intended to bring Jackson to an Elysium to experience it firsthand.
Of course.
En route, we received message from Mooney, who asked us to make good on our agreement that we have with Garu. And as we are already en route, we bring Jackson to this facility, more of office building really, to investigate. We investigate. We find many papers, many files. I don't know if anything was interesting in these files. I did not get much of a chance to look.
Pull out some of the
Oh, good, you did.
registration papers that they had.
Good, you did.
I don't have any sort of heightened sense, but would I be able to smell blood that wasn't theirs
Uh,
on him?
He washed.
He washed his hands, but
given the nature of how you pulled your claws out, there would still be the scent of blood on him.
Yeah.
okay.
And the papers that Aaron hands over to you, they're employment documentation, but they contain notes of. They each contain a note to have the file sent over to a Brooks.
And we find a very strange secret basement with noises that we did not find any source of noises, did we?
You heard noises?
Yeah, you're right.
We heard very strange animal kind of noises,
Yeah.
but
It was really hard to place.
but we did not find any animal noises. We instead find a man who they have rendered unconscious, and we also found several other of him in cold storage down there.
Other of him?
You ever see what is show Orphan Black? I think it is the cloning.
Yeah.
Many
Yeah.
of the same
Ah,
person.
Moon. Very similar to Moon.
Sure.
Yeah.
We find many of him in
Clones. You found clones.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not ruling out other options, but clones in cold storage. And then as we leave, I stay behind a little bit to check, and another one of him comes down the stairs to discover him at the bottom of the stairs. And so we at this point the entire fucking company could be made up of just this one guy. I have no idea. It's very Dr. Manhattan. But this is the information that we have. We are asked to look into a Pentex facility, and we have many boarding files and a basement full of the same guy. Over and over and over again. Who hopefully will not remember these two.
And you would know from the door that you went in to find him and the pictures that was Gabriel Martel,
Okay.
the CEO.
I did not see Gabriel Martel. I was in the middle one, but he would.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, Jackson.
So I will.
You saw that info.
I will add that information. That was the CEO from the photos and shit in his office.
That was the CEO.
Yeah.
It would have been very nice to keep him conscious then.
A very hands-on approach to the company.
Wait. Keep him conscious.
I was busy. I was unable to interact with him, and I took it upon myself to investigate and discover these several different copies of him. They do not possess my unique ability to make people not remember that they are there. So he instead used his more innate ability to make people not remember that we are there.
Right. Rather than risking.
He punched him in the fucking head.
I mean, I was.
Concussions can
Yeah.
jog
Right.
memories.
Yeah.
Please.
And that's not the only injury that was into him tonight, was it?
No, it was not.
I mean, he had to be disabled.
I was indisposed. I was unable to interact. But I will say that it was non-lethal.
I asked first.
Olivia's not going to be happy.
If you asked first. No, I imagine she won't be, but this is unfortunately my burden to take on. I imagine this bit of a teaching field trip will be forbidden in the future, but it was worth an attempt.
What was he?
I have no fucking idea.
He looked human.
Yeah.
He appeared
he-
human,
Smells human.
Yeah.
and yet the moment I attempt to look at one of him deeper, I feel like I am looking at an entire crowd of people. One of my floating theories that I mentioned is a bit of interconnectedness, as the Malkavians are rumored to have, but I've never heard of this with a human, much less a bunch of the same human over and over again.
We're thinking of this from a kindred perspective. Maybe Mooney has some details that if we share this basic intel that there's multiple men, it might click with her right away.
We haven't talked to Mooney yet.
Oh no, she told us to fill in once we finish, and we figured we should fill in the rest of our team.
That would explain her being cagey. I would hate to think that she would try to keep something like this from me.
But you said that, like, this company was, like, the, what do you call them, lupine version of Second Inquisition?
Right.
That is what they tell us, yes. But, well, not this particular building, but who they potentially work for, this mysterious Pentex.
Yeah. But, like, the SI doesn't have the ability to make clones, do they?
Fuck if I know.
Hope not.
They have many other abilities that we are unfortunately familiar with, but we are not familiar with all of their inner workings.
Oh, cool.
If we were, this would be much easier.
Yeah.
And I imagine that you only were not informed because you were not there with us at the time, so she does not want to spread word beyond and have you possibly running into help or assist and possibly run into worse things.
Sure. So now what?
Your half and half has been dropped off.
Okay, great.
No.
And I will zip it.
It's like
Gingerly, because I'm not really that hungry, but...
like half A positive, half B positive.
Yeah, so I will text her back
Okay.
and let her know that I've been debriefed. I will say, I have been debriefed. You may want to call Aaron or Anton to get more information.
You get a response back that just says, "Ah, shit. I'm really sorry. Do you want me to come there? I have a DD."
Yep, I'm gonna shoot her the coordinates,
Okay.
the location, a pin.
Okay. It takes a couple minutes and you get a hastily typed message back with quite a few spelling errors that says be there in 10.
Mooney's on her way.
Oh, good. Okay.
I figure
No, why not? It'll make things simpler.
the direct information exchange.
Yes, of course.
So what else have you guys been up to tonight?
Having
And I say that with as much sarcasm as I possibly can because that's quite a bit to do in one night.
everything except what I wanted to do tonight, but
Learning about Anton's new school approaches.
I will say that it's a pretty decent way to learn.
it was a thought. I thought, I can babble on and on and on about Elysium, but you don't really understand it until you're there.
I would say one thing, maybe not have him be your muscle next time.
Oh, there's nothing
No
to
offense,
mention.
I'm glad that you can do it, but I think maybe, for the sake of, trying to be a little bit more ginger with our approach.
You'll forgive me, I was inside of a wall at the moment.
Sure.
Out of body experience, which I'm still trying to process, but
Don't worry about it, it'll take you all night.
yeah. It could have gone better, Mel. It could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, could have gone better if anybody else had responded to my text message, but
Well, sorry, I was sleeping. Busy.
you were sleeping. Who knows where the fuck Thomasina and Hex are.
Thomasina, I assume, is working, and
Probably.
Hex has... I know she's been wrapped up in her own personal
Sure.
stuff, so...
How was the job? You walked in with a pretty clear set idea of what to do and who to talk to.
Yeah. So far, so good. So far, so good. It's busy. Learning a lot of new names and a making a lot of new friends, to say the least, and signing a lot of papers. Doing a lot of kind of basic glad handing,
Gotcha.
a lot of politician type stuff. Haven't really had to break up anything too serious yet.
Good.
There is a window situation that I have to deal with, but
Like a window of time, or
no, there was a broken window that somebody put in an order for. I just needed to sign it. So,
Gotcha.
another chair through the window Waffle House fight?
I mean, it's Waffle House, so it could have been a gun for all we know.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
You're
So,
like Santa Claus making your way around way more buildings than you can.
yes, it's definitely good to have a nice vehicle to not be the one doing the driving, but I still feel really bad about the amount of fuel we're using. So,
Was Cyrus at the house? I didn't expect him to respond to my text message either, but I didn't even know if he was there.
Cirrus wasn't there that you could see.
not that I know. He
Okay.
may have been in the basement or somewhere where I didn't see him, so.
Fucking hope he wasn't in the basement. But
I
alright.
didn't hear any movement outside of myself and Mark, so.
Fair. Well, Aaron and I had job. We brought student on job. Now you are here for a job.
Yes, great. So I wonder what the next step is going to be in this.
Aaron and Mel, can you please both make me a wits and insight roll, please?
One success.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay, so Mel.
One was critical.
Wonderful. Anton is very off right now. He seems upset about something on his mind. And it's beyond this. There is something personal bothering him.
Okay.
I have to pick up my phone. I'm just checking it to see like the text message group thing if anybody else responded, and they didn't at this point. So
Anton, everything okay?
yeah, we did the job. Didn't set the place on fire, which is a win for us.
You've said that a lot. Do you have a habit of setting things on fire?
Not a habit.
No, but when I don't go along on these trips, there tends to be damage left.
We are in fact par for the course there. It's just not the fire.
Hence the clause.
She has our conscience. Is it what?
Are you sure there's something else on your mind? I mean, I know I haven't been around really to be a decent friend or coterie mate, but figure I'd check in with you. You seem a little.
And Mel, as you futz with your watch and check it, you see that the date on it is January 12th. Something about that date is familiar, but you've been so busy lately you can't remember it exactly, but there's something you're supposed to remember about the 12th.
Yeah, why wouldn't I be? I mean, like I said, we didn't set the whole fucking thing on fire. We are safe. We are good.
Is there
Everything is good.
something about January 12th, maybe? I don't know. I feel as though that has something to do with it.
I forgot I told you that.
What is it, like your fucking birthday or something?
Death Day.
It is my fucking birthday, actually. And this is exactly how I wanted to be spending my fucking birthday.
Oh, Anton.
Running around and playing teacher in mortal danger.
And I'm
potentially.
going to be like, hold on one second. I'm going to go scurry over to Emma and be like, I'm going to motion her to the back kitchen.
And she like goes to the back kitchen with you and is like, is there something?
No, everything's fine.
Okay.
Are there any like emergency candles somewhere or anything that's like anything that we can light on fire that's not going to burn the place down?
Maybe some like skewers?
Okay. Yeah, we can make that work. Can you get me one? And do you have a lighter? I don't have. Oh, wait. I can just use the cooktop. Right? There's no
Cooktop probably won't work, but I have a lighter. I smoke.
Great. Okay, great. Oh, actually, a cigarette. Just give me a cigarette.
Okay.
You can like that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
I can smoke in here, right?
I would prefer you didn't, but.
Well, I gotta like get it started.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Of course.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna pull one of like the little plates, one of the waffle plates, and I'm gonna put what would I find back there that's already pre-made? Maybe a burger patty or something that's not frozen.
There are cookies.
Yeah.
Cookies? Okay. Oh, a pie. Is there a pie?
Yes, there is a pie.
All right, so I'll grab a pie, and I'm gonna ask her, where do you keep the special beverage? Is it on tap or how is it? How do you guys pour it typically?
We've got it's over near the soda syrups. It's a box labeled E.
Okay. And then I'm going to go over to however it's dispensed. And I'm going to put a little bit of it on top, and I'm going to drizzle it kind of like a...
Okay. Some blood drizzled cookies.
Yeah. And anybody who would see it would think it's strawberry syrup. I'm going to stick the cigarette on top.
All right.
And I'm going to tell her, okay, we're going to sing happy birthday, but we're going to do it real, real quiet. We're only going to do it at that table, okay? Can you do that for me? I'm sorry. I know this is really cheesy. I apologize.
That's fine. I didn't know you guys celebrate birthdays.
We don't.
Should I get Jason?
No, just you and me.
Okay, good. He can't sing.
Okay.
While she's running around, I was like, yes, it's my fucking birthday, and I wanted to spend it being a field trip teacher.
And then we're going to, like...
In the middle of all of this.
Kind of scurry over with
my entire code 3, not answering my fucking text messages.
We're going to scurry over with the plate. And I'm just, okay, ready? Happy birthday to you. And then we're going to sing the whole song. Put it in front of him and be like, there you go. I didn't have any candles,
and
so...
She puts a plate of cookies with blood poured over it and a lit cigarette in the middle.
Sorry.
You know, somehow, this is the most fitting fucking representation of the night. I'm literally just pulling the lit cigarette out, like, and with like the blood on the butt, and I'm just putting it out, and I'm just smoking it in the middle of the waffle.
Don't tell anybody. Sorry.
Okay.
Forget you saw.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna lean over because I'm assuming you're gonna be the closest to the wall, and I'm gonna just give you a little peck on the forehead, very very mom-like, and then kind of scurry back around and sit back down and say, "I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's been a week, and I know Thomasine and Hex would love to be here too. It's been a week."
That's why I texted everybody. I don't normally do shit, but it's also the first year I've actually had a whole bunch of people around that weren't just my other Tremere. So,
is there anything else you would like to do other than debrief Mooney on the events of this evening, which are probably going to be incredibly consequential?
At this point, you do hear the door open and a heavy heels clopping on the floor as Mooney stumbles in. Just, hey!
Is she drunk?
Yeah, she is.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
And she goes and just loudly drags a chair across the floor, screeching, and sits down.
while she's doing that, I'm watching this, and then to Melon, I go, maybe let me check. And while this is happening, I'm actually playing my phone. I'm texting Talia one more time and just say, like, if I said it was my birthday, what would you be doing later?
Oh my god.
and putting the phone back down.
You get a response from Talia that says, I'll pay your tab at whatever bar you go to.
And I will reply, deal. I go, I'll be good, but thank you.
Okay.
And Mooney flops down in her seat and just... Sorry. First and foremost, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you. I don't know how secure your phones are. I assume they're never secure.
They're pretty secure. Smoke.
You smoke?
I've never been offered usually.
We were having a party.
Good times?
Yup. I got dared. Jello shots turned into tequila shots. Am I sweating? I feel like I'm sweating.
I am very envious of your ability to
sweat?
To get inebriated in any way, shape, or form. But don't worry about the whole...
Sorry. Okay, yes.
Yes. Not
totally
telling me
here.
What happened. But they have some information to tell you.
Yes.
Okay.
First
I'm
off-
sorry I didn't tell you about the fight at the Waffle House.
I'm sorry, what?
There was a fight at the Waffle House?
Oh, no! Oh. I thought that's why we were here.
Mooney, what fight at the Waffle House?
This isn't the Waffle House.
What happened at the Waffle House, Mooney?
Oh, not.
Do I need to make another wits and awareness check to tell that he's being really like
You can
cagey?
make wits and insight.
Okay.
Against
that's another,
Anton.
That's a seven. That's a seven.
Okay.
Yeah, and Anton, if you can make me.
Subterfuge.
Yeah. Wits and subterfuge, or manipulation and subterfuge.
Okay, it's better.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have something with my fortitude. Resilience, where I can or not resilience, maybe fortify inner facade. There's some way that I can.
yeah.
I think only if I'm defending myself.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes. Thank you. So I should add that because I have that.
Meanwhile, I'm just like looking at Aaron.
And since you have your heightened senses, Jackson and you have not had the pleasure yet. Mooney is Garu.
Yeah.
She very much smells like Garu.
And I'm not even gonna look at him.
6 critical.
I'm not even gonna look at him.
Yeah, he's
Fight a Garu, eh?
Just one of my boys got a little out of control. I didn't want you to get upset at him. It's fine. I think the window is being charged to my company. They told me they would charge it to my company.
Okay. The window.
Yeah. He said there was a fight and a window.
Oh yeah,
got
I know all about
broken.
the window.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
No, we are here for the thing that you called errand about with the staffing company, not whatever this is.
Sorry. And who the fuck are you?
Mooney, this is Jackson. Jackson is one of my students.
Oh,
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
hi.
Hi.
Jackson has been with us the entire night.
I am
Emma
nobody
over here. Can I get some
important.
coffee, please?
Yeah. Oh, coffee, please. Thank you.
you.
Yeah. No. I'm nobody. Don't worry about it. So yeah, what'd you find? The sudden realization of somebody that she doesn't know has sobered Mooney up a lot.
And I'm gonna look at her and say, "Don't worry, Mooney. He literally was the one there to do the damage." So. You'll
Okay,
have
we're
more
good. All right.
information,
Hi, I'm Mooney. I'm the head of the Glasswalker tribe.
I will pretend those are words I understand. Hi, I'm Jackson.
Werewolves.
She is their prince.
I was gonna get to it later.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. So what happened?
Long drag on this cigarette.
We got information for you.
Okay.
Requested.
Okay. So is it Pentex?
It's definitely suspicious.
It's weird as fuck.
I'm gonna
isn't it?
hand her the dossier that he gave me.
Okay. And she's gonna look through and go,
What the fuck is this again?
They're
Is this-
recruiting special characters,
What's special about them though?
Who's
It's-
this Brooks?
all getting rerouted to this Brooks.
Yeah, I saw that
character.
did pop up a lot too.
Okay.
I didn't
Okay.
see shit about
These are
Brooks.
just people with like really good typing skills.
But it was more than typing though. It was like anyone who tested really high because I was looking at performance evaluations.
Okay, so they're
And while they're talking, I'm gonna text Mark and be like, does the name Brooks ring any bells on your SI information you were searching?
I will make the roll for Mark to see what he knows.
Did you hear all those dice? Mark is powerful.
And that is 6 successes for Mark. So you get a response back that says, "Yeah, old buddy of mine at the FBI. What's up?"
Okay, I'm gonna let them keep talking.
Yeah, no, I didn't get to see any of the paperwork for Brooks, but what I did see, was a man who I've been informed is the CEO of this company.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like Martell or something,
Yeah.
right?
yes, Martel. And I saw Martel number 2, number 3, number 4,
7.
7. There are multiple Martels, all in cold storage, downstairs at this building.
2 that were
It's
pretty
like
active.
fucking Westworld? What the shit?
Maybe. I was going more Orphan Black, but I
I
like
think
Westworld.
Moon.
Oh, Orphan Black's a fucking
I
good
need to
show,
catch up
man.
on
Come on,
It
you don't
is.
know this
Yes,
movie,
it
right?
is.
It's come on.
I haven't seen it.
Did you say Mooney?
Moon. The Moon.
Oh, the one with Sam Rockwell?
Yes, the one with Sam
Oh, that's-
Rockwell.
that was a really good movie,
It's
yeah.
a great movie.
I'm gonna have to watch
So
that.
God.
Apparently.
That's excellent.
Apparently.
Okay.
But yes,
So hold on, let me. Okay.
clones.
Clones. Yeah.
So okay.
Or
so
septuplets.
so clones
Something like that.
We got clones.
Mhm.
We got Brooks.
We have strange animal
All the
noises.
really good employees are going to Brooks, and there's like 7 of the CEO.
Yes,
right?
and very strange animal noises that we heard and could not find any source of.
Yeah.
What kind of animal noises?
At the first, I thought it was bees,
And
but then
it's
it kind of sounded like
rats or
rat, like
raccoons.
some sort of rodent.
It was
Scrabbling.
chittering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Claw scratching, chittering noises.
Don't forget to tell Mooney about the bloodshed, please.
Oh, yes.
Wait, what?
Before we get to that, there was a little bit of maybe it's like a Invasion of the Body Snatchers where they like it's this really old movie where they like
Yeah.
scream. And that's could have been the noise that we heard, just some kind of not really people, but shells of people.
No, you're saying that all the bodies in cold storage are just different body snatcher things?
Right.
I'm not ruling anything out at this point.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
there was blood spilled.
Only a bit.
So
Minimal.
you killed one of them?
No.
Not minimal.
No, I'm very good at what I do. I did not kill him.
As we were
So it
investigating,
was you.
I asked permission.
he took initiative to prevent the situation from worsening.
Okay.
And I was inside of a wall and unable to do anything in the
And I was
wall.
not even there at all, as I'm sure you
Thank
understand.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I assumed this would have gone differently had you been there.
Yeah, she'd been told.
Look, I thought you'd bring her on the second half, not the first.
I planned on
Look,
everybody being there.
First, I'm sorry again. Very sorry.
Windows, not
I
a
d-
big deal.
I don't know how you do things. When one of my guys fucked up, Denise let me handle it, and I don't know how you intend to run things.
I am not going to rule with an iron fist unless it's deserved.
Okay. Corrected for the future.
Yes, definitely. Just keep me in the loop.
So, okay.
This
Hold
particular
on. And
CEO.
she's gonna pull out her phone and start writing down
Yes.
everything you guys have told her.
And,
She's like, because I'm not gonna remember
Okay,
this
so
in an
also
hour.
information I just received from Mark, and I'm gonna motion to him outside.
I'll look outside.
Who is Mark?
He is my my body man.
Okay.
So,
Okay. That's fine.
He knows a Brooks at the FBI, apparently.
Okay. It's a common last name, but I can
Yeah.
look into it.
Mooney, do you want Anton to type for you so it doesn't look slurred?
No, I got it. I'm used to reading my notes like this.
Gotcha.
Does anyone have? Y'all don't need ibuprofen, do you? I should probably ask.
I'm-
them.
Believe it or not, I'm actually going to pull out like a tube of ibuprofen.
It's like, oh fuck it, savior.
Just toss it.
And she's gonna quickly like pop 3 of them. You're like,
Does
cool.
interesting things to the blood.
Oh, yeah. Gross. So, okay. I've got notes. I can go on this. Do you need anything from me?
Perhaps if you have your folks with an ear to the situation, making sure that Martel number whatever doesn't particularly recall the people that he saw, namely these 2.
Okay.
But that's about it.
For
Apart
my
from-
sake, what the fuck did you do to him?
I left some pinholes in his shoulders.
Fantastic. That's easy to explain.
He's like this one. I just like pointing between the 2 of them. Gangrel things.
Oh,
Burglars broke
well,
in, broke their cameras, and stabbed him.
You,
10 times. Yeah.
With barbed knives?
I don't.
Many knives are serrated.
Yeah, most knives are serrated.
I'll find a
So-
way to. I'll find a way to cover that up. At least you're a gangrel. That's fine. All right. I'm gonna go
Was this useful?
extremely, and I'm sure I will feel it's more useful in the morning.
Possibly.
I'm gonna have Tank take me home.
Well, before you go,
Yeah.
can you just give me some assurances that should things roll back around to those higher than me on the court, that these 2 are not going to be implicated in any sort of issues?
Oh yeah, no one's implicated in shit.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Oh, I wasn't visible by this guy.
Oh, yeah, cool. I'm used to not being included. Hey, thanks.
All right. I'm gonna have Tank take me home.
All right. Good
Bye
night,
now.
Mooney. Drive
Thank
safe.
you. And Mooney is going to get up and leave. And I think that's a great place for us to take a break. So we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Get some water, stretch your legs, and we'll be back with part 2. And so, as the evening was getting late, our kindred went back to their homes or dormitories and spent the night. And the next night, everyone has awoken. If you could all please give me rouse checks.
All good.
Everyone good?
Critical is 2 hunger, right?
Critical failure or critical success?
Critical success. No, we're good.
Oh,
You're
I forget it's in hunger dice.
You woke up fresh as a daisy. And Anton, are you heading straight to the school when you wake up?
I imagine I've been waking up earlier than normal just to get down and start teaching. It's like I need to learn
Okay,
something
and so
for this.
Anton Jackson's currently in Anton's class. You guys are getting up and around, and everyone except Jackson. You get a text message that says, "Special guest in town. Could use assistance becoming acclimated. Meet me at the High Museum to greet them. Signed, Alpha."
I'll just kind of have an involuntary seize at the words High Museum and just
I'll thumbs up it.
Okay.
I'm not going to try responding.
Well, as you have,
With my simplified phone, right?
yes, with your simplified phone, you are able to respond.
Smiley face emoji.
Okay.
Colon, parentheses.
Okay.
Something
I'll
wrong?
just reply the High Museum question mark.
And Jackson has asked you.
Yeah, but I haven't responded
Okay.
yet. So I just text
Okay.
the High Museum question mark.
And you get back, "Yep."
Great. And just sorry, what?
You had the same look that you had last night again, but when we were at the Waffle House at the end of the night. Continuing problems?
There's always continuing problems. Have some business. Are you wearing the same fucking clothes?
Yeah, why? It's not like we sweat.
Did you bring other clothes or
No. I only change clothes if I get blood on them.
you got blood on your clothes yesterday? That's how Mel smelled it.
That's my jacket. It's fine. It's black. No one can tell.
Huh.
What?
We've been asked to meet somebody at a let's call it a historic location in Kindred history.
Cool.
A significant one. And actually, we're going to assume that this is not going to go the way that it did last night. I think that for you in particular, this would be a very good learning experience about
So
Atlanta history.
I can go out again?
Again, it's supervised, but
Fuck yes.
yes.
Cool.
I
Let's
think-
do this.
I think this would be a very good history lesson.
Awesome.
Come with me. And I will text the group chat, bringing our star pupil for a history lesson.
Okay, and so are you all making your way to the High Museum?
Yep.
Mel and Aaron, are you riding together as you were both in the house?
Mel, do you mind asking Mark to drive us?
Of course not.
Thank you.
And I will, well, we were already in the house, so I'll go downstairs and let Mark know we're headed to the High Museum.
All right. And so Anton and Mark will make their Dex and Drive rolls.
I'm gonna put away all of my my planning. I had some American bunting that I was gonna put up around the house for the inauguration, and I had some cocktail options available for those who can have them. Obviously, I can't have anything like that, but I was going to create little blood cocktails for everybody that
A
were
little party.
little kind of bluish, purplish. Who cares what color they end up?
Planning a
but-
week out.
Yeah, no, I was planning it for everybody
Yeah.
because we were all going to celebrate.
All right.
2 successes.
And then, of course,
Mark also got 2.
Wonderful.
So
oh wow.
you even managed to pass each other on the highway.
That's Mark from yesterday.
Huh.
And
I should have offered to drive.
you guys pull up to the parking structure of the High. And you go in, you park. Mark pulls up beside you, Anton, and just,
How's it going?
good. Mel, I stay?
Come
Or-
with this
okay.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be my suggestion.
Yeah.
And so Mark is He's quite strapped.
Yeah, he is.
And he buttons his jacket over it and follows along.
You all remember Jackson, yes?
Hi.
What's up?
I thought given
I don't believe we had the pleasure. I'm Mark.
What's up, Jackson?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I figured it would be this would be a good learning experience given the history of the High Museum.
Sure.
And its significance.
I take it you didn't tell Olivia the full disclosure of the field report from last night?
No?
Okay. Let me just not know what's happening so that if somebody were to ask us why there is a child on our coterie, I don't have to tell them.
He is coming along for educational purposes with a teacher from the Lost Childhood School.
Okay.
Because the High Museum is one of the most significant locations in Atlanta Kindred history, is it not?
Yes.
And I figured for Jackson this would be a good place to learn outside of the classroom.
I will accept that as a legitimate reason for him to be along.
Yes.
And so you guys enter the museum, and it is quiet and dark, save for the faint sound of laughter and conversation from down the halls, leading to the exhibit, The Masterpieces of the Persian Lands.
Does anybody have any idea who we're meeting? Or where we're meeting?
I thought we were meeting Alpha, based on the text.
It does sound like Alpha talking and laughing with a feminine voice
Wait,
along with him.
isn't that who you said the prince is?
We did, yes.
Oh. Maybe I should have changed.
Yes, I can still smell blood on you.
He honestly doesn't care what you look like. Newbies from Olivia's school usually don't meet the prince until they are fully exposed through Olivia's teachings.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you to be on your best behavior, just be honest.
You're a gangrel like him, he may give you a bit of a pass, or he may be a hard ass on you, who knows?
I don't
Cool.
anticipate we're going to have too much trouble with him.
Oh, no.
And so are you guys walking to him?
Yes.
Where are we in the High Museum again, you said?
The Persian
Uh,
lands.
You can hear them from the hallway that leads to Masterpieces of the Persian Lands.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll head up we'll head up.
And I'll lead the group because,
That way.
obviously.
And so you guys enter this beautiful display. Mel, you're already making notes to come back here to actually be able to look at the exhibits. Standing in the middle of the main room is Prince Alpha. Jackson, he is a shorter man, but very muscular build, short brown hair, nose ring. Looks very gangrel, plain black t-shirt, quite fitted, jeans. Not like any prince you've ever seen before.
Unnaturally pretty.
Yeah, unnaturally handsome. And standing next to him is a woman, tall, impossibly thin, very beautiful, with curly red hair that has been pinned up. And she's wearing a long brown linen dress with embroidered flowers that seemingly sprout up from the hem and from the cuffs. Just a nice, very Pennsylvania Dutch style dress. And Alpha just looks at you all and goes, "Well, hey there, shepherds. See, what did I tell you, Miss Angelina? Prompt as ever. Shepherds, this is Miss Angelina Crawford, and you are not a shepherd. Who are you?
My prince, this is Jackson. He is a student at Olivia's school. He is under my watch at this point. I figured if we are coming to the High Museum, it would be a good place for education for a new kindred in the area.
Well, yes, about tore this fucking place apart. Good to meet you.
You as well.
What clan are you?
Gangrel.
My man." And he shakes your hand. He goes, "Don't fucking embarrass me."
Not a problem.
And Miss Angelina walks up and holds out her hand to Mel first to shake her hand and says, "It is an absolute pleasure. The prince has spoken so highly of all of you and the things that you've accomplished for this city." And Alpha's just like, "Now, Miss Crawford, I told you just call me Alpha. You don't gotta call me Prince and be so formal." And she's like, "I will absolutely not do that, Prince, but thank you. Anyway, I just moved here from North Carolina. Atlanta's kind of a lot for me to take in. I've been having some trouble figuring out which peach tree I'm supposed to be on. And I presented myself to the prince as you're supposed to. And he said you all are the ones that are supposed to find the lost souls across the city. And I find myself lost all the time. So I requested if I could get some help getting settled in. And he recommended you find folks.
It's usually a bit outside of our purview. Usually we find them, run them through school, and then to the prince. But
Alpha's glaring at you.
but I do not see any reason why our job cannot be fluid.
Would we have detected any sort of not being truthful in her tone?
No,
demeanor?
she seems like nervous and a bit older.
I see.
Kind of similar to Tilly on a chill day.
Got it. Okay, great.
And Alpha says she's an elder of the Toreador, so didn't feel right having her just stay in a fucking hotel this whole time.
Of course not.
No. So why don't y'all take her around, help her get familiar with the area, gives her kind of an idea where she can buy a house, get settled in, show her where the good places to go are.
Absolutely. I think we can absolutely do that.
Wonderful. Well, I am going to leave you to it, Miss Angelina. I got some shit I got to do. And she just nods and says, thank you, my prince. He goes, stop it. And he leaves and waves to all of you, and you are left with Miss Angelina.
And that is the Prince of Atlanta.
Cool.
He's a lovely fella.
Very complex individual.
Indeed. I admit I've never seen a gangrel prince in my day, but it's a refreshing take.
We are a refreshing city.
Definitely seems so. There are so many lights here and so many people.
You're from North Carolina, you say? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
About 30 minutes outside Raleigh.
Very well. Well, you are in very good hands. Melisanda here is not only a member of the Shepherd, she is the Keeper of Elysium for the city.
Oh, wonderful. You know all the safe places.
I do.
I am a teacher for the Lost Childer, the ones who are lost that we find. And as a graduate of said school.
What a school for kindred. That's
Yes.
just darling. I love that.
It's quaint.
Quaint. That's exactly the word I was looking for.
Jackson is a current student of the school.
Oh, wonderful. How are you liking it?
It's quaint.
It's run by a Toreador.
Oh, fantastic. Well, then I know you're getting a perfectly fine education.
Yep.
So what brought you to town?
Well, I was living in my town, and I would go into Raleigh every now and then. And then I was in town, and I had a little mishap. I was a little more hungry than I should have been, and was rather unladylike. Caught the attention of some people I didn't want to catch the attention of. And word on the street is that Atlanta's the closest welcoming community that a kindred could find. So I figured I'd come here and present myself and set down new roots.
Sounds familiar.
Did you let the prince know that you were on
Prince
the
of
way out?
Raleigh?
No. Our prince.
Oh, yes, he's well aware.
Okay.
He's well aware. My town isn't exactly Camarilla, so I kept myself pretty quiet over there. So I would rather not have anarchs deciding what to do with me
Sure.
for a mistake.
Very
And I
reasonable.
think in 300 years, I'm allowed one mistake.
Wow.
It's the first time for everything.
Of course.
Yes, I believe that we can do what the prince has requested. We can take you possibly all in the Escalade.
I was looking for, if it helps, I'm looking for maybe a penthouse of some kind. The taller the building, the better. I figure if I'm moving to a big city, I want to do it as big as possible.
I know a couple of places.
Fantastic.
And you have the funds for that sort of a purchase?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I have some stake in the military-industrial complex. It's filthy business, but it's profitable.
Oh, please, if you would, please follow them, and
Wonderful.
Good
Thank
night.
you all so much.
I'm gonna try to scry the soul on her as she walks by.
And I'm going to instruct her to sit in the front seat kind of nicely, just kind of like motion to the front seat for her.
And how are you scrying the soul on her?
It's intelligence aspect versus composure subterfuge.
And are you touching her?
No, I don't have to.
Okay.
I'm literally just
I'm just
observing.
making sure of what your actions are.
Yeah, I'm just literally observing her as she walks by.
Okay.
And I also want to do something before we exit the museum.
Okay.
I'd burn a willpower.
Okay.
5 successes.
Okay. And what are you aiming to learn from Scry?
It's a margin. It's a margin of error based on what you rolled. So again, things like general like aura and psyche. It's like so the emotional state. If she's actually what she says she is, under the influence of some kind of magic, diablerie.
Okay. And what was your roll?
5.
You get nothing. As she rolled an 8.
All right, let's go. I'll let her walk ahead with Mel and Aaron down the stairs, or down the ramp thing.
Okay.
And as we pass one of the permanent exhibits, just look up. Jackson, would you hang on for a minute? We'll be right down. I'll just step to the side near like all the statues.
Okay. And as she's walking with you guys, she's just pointing out things like this museum is just lovely.
Yeah.
So as you've heard from our prince, the historic significance.
Hey, yeah.
Yes.
Apparently.
The High Museum was Elysium long ago. For many decades, up until the summer of 1999.
Okay.
And in the summer of 1999, the Sabbat began their raid of the city. And they came in here, and they executed the prince
Ooh.
and any kindred that they could find. It was
Yeah.
the fucking bloodbath.
That sounds not fun. Also, kind of makes sense why your Elysiums are like super spread out now, considering there's like fucking 800 of them in the city.
We did have a different Elysium. We did have an actual Elysium with the previous prince. That the current one has not been selected, but it may very well stay the Waffle Houses. Who knows?
This certainly fits the aesthetic I've seen before better.
Yes. But perhaps you know now why we wish to do things differently in the city. Why things
Yeah.
are a bit unique based on what you may have heard, because we had done things one particular way, and the ensuing bloodbath kind of made it necessary to do things a different way. And I do not just speak from history. I speak, and I'm going to point at like the base of one of the nearby statues. I speak from somebody who hid right there and watched them
Context is everything.
before I snuck out and hid for the next decade.
Sounds fun.
Yes. So, this is the history of this building and the history of the Camarilla and the Sabbat in Atlanta. And why we wish to do things differently so that we do not wind up in this scenario again.
Cool.
Shall we join the others?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's gesture for him.
Storyteller, would I know that Raleigh and the surrounding areas are Anarch?
Yeah, it's a currently undeclared city, so it's not necessarily in full hands of the Anarchs, but as the city is undeclared, there are a lot of Anarchs in the area.
And as the Renashri Camarilla, do we typically take in people who are fleeing from such things?
Typically, the Camarilla will take in any other Camarilla that need to get somewhere, provided they have not broken the law.
And in this case, she has not broken the law?
She broke Anarch law.
Well, from having an accident feeding, it is potential that she just killed the person,
Right.
which does not break the law.
Right.
If provided Alpha probably would not have allowed her to stay if she had blatantly broken the masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
With what happened, there is just a possibility that killing someone in an Anarch state as
Would have been
a
enough for
Camarilla,
them.
yeah,
Right. Okay.
as
Right.
the Anarchs tend to be very just give me a reason.
And this is the information I would have. I would know that,
Yeah.
so I can at least trust that story of hers.
Yeah.
Is correct. Okay.
You can trust that if Alpha's allowing her to be here, then it was probably just a mistake that unfortunately happened on Anarch soil.
And she is only 30 years or so older than I am.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
around your age.
Yeah. So, I would get a feel for that sort of kind of age, and and can I tell from her demeanor or anything that she's been American that entire time?
Yes, she seems a bit Southern Belle. There's a certain straightness to her back, even when she's being silly and leaning in and laughing and everything. She does keep a certain level of posture and decorum to her. Not unlike Olivia, but Olivia's a bit more fancy than she is.
I see. Okay.
She seems a bit more, she probably had an affinity for the hippie era.
I see. Okay.
And clarification point, Alpha said this is an elder, right? So like similar number age, but different generation.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
She would be a bit older than Mel in generation.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm 9th generation.
Yes.
Yeah, so this one's like 8 or lower.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll catch up to you two, especially if she's pointing out things along the way down the ramp.
And I'm just being as cordial as I can, although I feel very much like my duties are being lax right now. So I'm a little bit, I'm futzing with my phone a little bit, and a little bit anxious to not be doing something that I feel like is kind of below my pay grade now. Mel doesn't like arrogance, but she's kind of gained a little bit of confidence in this role. So it's kind of like, okay, like this is great and all, but I need to get to my Waffle Houses, sort of thing. So polite to an extent, but a little bit anxious. So
300 years, not to talk age, but you must have seen a lot.
I saw the final nights, that's for sure. I've seen ages come and go. Barely survived, honestly. Feel the anarchs in Sabat just run amok everywhere, and I did what I could. Lost my childhood in doing so. So I prefer a quiet living. I figure a penthouse is nice, clean, big city living, and I can keep to myself.
With enough money, you can be isolated in an entire city.
It's how I like it, usually. I figure one gets this far by being by themselves. No offense.
Typically.
I'll catch up just...
could I can't ask that in meta because I'm trying to figure out her clan. Was that something we would be able to connect?
Alpha told you that she was Toreador.
That's right.
Yeah.
You told me that. Okay.
And my attempt to describe the soul did not pull any additional information, so all I have to go on is that anyway.
She's Toreador. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the high was the place to meet her.
Do you have any ideas of where to start for apartment hunting?
A couple ideas. I can reach out to somebody, or we can just go to the nicer areas.
If you just want to show me neighborhoods, I can make all the contacts myself. I don't know where the good neighborhoods are. I don't know where the artsy places are, or the industrial, or a good
Mark,
shopping.
take her to Edgewood to start with.
Edgewood, that sounds lovely.
Yes. Well, yes. Yes.
I'm going to show you 3 options.
Yes.
You pick your favorite.
Yes.
Like Goldilocks.
Yes.
I'm going to kind of like usher her up into the front seat.
Okay, and she gets in the front with Mark. Hello, who's this?
Mark, this is, sorry, I can't remember her name. Can you help me out?
Angelina.
Angelina. Mark. Angelina. He is
Oh, you
to
have
be
a
trusted.
ghoul driver. That's so
Yes.
cute.
Yes.
And Mark's like,
And while we enter into the back, I'm going to try to clandestinely text him and let him know that she claims to be that her riches are from military.
are you going to give
Investments?
him her full name? Angelina Crawford?
Oh, I didn't realize we got it. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll give him her full name. Yes.
Okay.
And,
And so when it buzzes, Mark does. He's like, hold on, I got to put in an address. And so you get back on it.
okay, great.
Yeah, and we go. We go to introduce Miss Crawford to the city.
Cool.
So I say Edgewood, Buckhead, and what do you think?
Let me text and find out. Let me text and find out. We could always try Ponce, or we can see what else we have.
Ponce. Yeah, actually, a Ponce City Market penthouse, I believe, opened up recently.
Possibly, we could find
I
out.
think I saw
A
it.
city market, that sounds lovely.
It really is, actually.
It's a nice place. Yes, it's a very nice place.
Well, wonderful. Let's go there then.
Okay.
We'll try there then.
Yes, there's quite a bit of street art, so you may be well acquainted.
You can try Edgewood afterwards.
Yes, and there's a lot of murals in Edgewood as well, so
Wonderful.
great.
Do you enjoy collecting anything specific? Any?
Not particularly. I like to collect some fabrics. I like to make my own clothing. I like embroidery and things. This is all hand embroidered. So I just like going fabric shopping.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I believe we might know somebody who might have an affinity for fabrics as well, that we can introduce you to later on.
Sure.
Wonderful. And how is the weather around here? Is it...
Pick a day and it'll be different.
And this far inland, do you get tornadoes or do you get hurricanes?
Bit of both. Mostly tornado.
I'm sorry, you're from North Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have similar weather to us?
Well, I don't know. I've never really left North Carolina. So I don't really know the weather. I lived by myself quite a long time.
I see.
Bit of both. Hurricanes tend to die off by the time it gets here, but we get the wind
Okay.
nevertheless.
The city's pretty well buffered by itself, anyways.
Well, you say that, and there was the time in 2010 or 11, I believe, when we had the tornado that blew out all the windows in the Weston.
It's the same year as Snowpocalypse.
I think it actually was
A
the same year.
snowpocalypse?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing 2 inches.
Yeah, but
if
it closed
that.
down everything.
The locals
whole
are not
state.
fond of snow.
Well,
Well, I'm not either, but I figured you didn't have much snow down here.
well, it iced over. That's what happened. It wasn't just the snow. Everybody says it was the snow. It was the ice that was the problem.
I hear that. It's not the snow that'll kill you, it's the ice.
Exactly.
I much prefer hurricanes over ice.
Sure.
It
Did you
is
get a lot of hurricanes where you
Not
were
that
in
bad.
North Carolina?
No, I used to, when I did go out, I would visit my child or had a beach home on the coast, and so I would go out there, and every now and then, just the weather just gets the best of you.
Can I, would I detect any sort of anything in this? Because it seems, I
Do you
like,
want to make what's
yeah,
in insight?
I will make some rolls. Give me something to roll.
Yeah, go what's in insight.
Okay.
while this whole conversation is going on, I'm texting Falcon
Okay.
to ask if there are any if there are any available penthouses in her area that she's aware of.
Are you asking about Pond City Market or Falcon's
I'm asking
domain?
about Falcon's domain.
Falcon does text back to you that there are a couple of the like loft townhomes available near Underground available, and she asked why.
Prince introduced us to a newcomer. This is on the secure phones. Prince introduced us to a newcomer, Toreador, looking for living arrangements.
And you get back, haha, good luck. We'll get you info.
Thanks. Thanks, period. Want to play nice for the elders, capital E, period, send.
And she sends back, ah.
I'll just wait on that one.
Okay, and Mel?
It was only 3.
She seems genuine, a bit scatterbrained, but most people your age, especially those that have lived alone, that you've come in contact with, their social skills have definitely faded over the years.
I'm going to text Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to let her, I'm going to say, hope you're well. We have been introduced to a Toreador who is significantly older than most, and she's looking to settle down. Was wondering if maybe you knew her, ? Before I give her the name, I'm just going to send that.
And you get back, Alpha said that there was one in town. I have been very busy.
And I'm going to send her back one that says, a text message says, does the name Angelina Crawford ring any bells to you, ?
You get back, that was the name Alpha said. Don't know her.
Okay. All right.
Mooney, she has also not really, Olivia hasn't really left Georgia,
I see.
so.
I figure I didn't know how interconnected she was with clans outside of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Seeing as how she's a primogen, I figured she might have maybe some knowledge, but okay.
While all of this is happening, and the very idle small talk, which Jackson is very unamused by, it's gonna kind of like lean over towards Aaron and just be like, "Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
So you went to Olivia's school.
Yes.
How did you end up? Bad with names. Shepherd. Like, how did you end up doing this?
I did my own thing for a while.
Okay.
I got good at what I did, investigating, solving problems,
Mm-hmm.
and even when you're alone, if you make a brand for yourself, doing good at what you do, people start connecting you with other people. That was it. Even at the compound, kept to myself mostly.
Yeah. Cool. I know. Olivia mentioned, like, I guess I'm a quick learner. And that it might not actually need to stay there all that much longer. So, trying to figure out what I want to do.
Gotcha. Well, it's not really a job placement. Once you graduate, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
They just kind of give you the structure to make sure you don't openly go tearing through people and leaving trails.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. Especially Raphael need to be there a lot longer.
How is Raphael adjusting? He doesn't seem like the one that takes kindly to others.
Not his keeper anymore,
Okay.
but I'm keeping an eye on him.
All right. You
He's-
two were
he's-
together for a while. He could be the start of your own coterie.
He's doing okay. He's gonna need to be there a lot longer than
Ah.
I do.
Remedial classes.
Yeah, he's not a people person.
That
That was my job.
Ah.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out. Do I want to go up to the compound?
Well, there's
or-
always plenty of extra rooms. We're always expanding at the compound.
Yeah.
Just- if Olivia says you're good and you
We'll
can
see.
get it good with Denise as far as relationship wise, there's always open cabins.
Cool. Yeah. No, I guess I was just wondering, like, why do you guys exist?
That's a deep question.
Not like the
Right.
the philosophical version. Like, why did the prince keep shepherds, sort of thing?
Yep.
How many rows are in this Escalade? It's 2.
It's the driver,
front row and the two
passenger,
rows, yeah.
and then the 2 sets of seats in the back. But Escalades are big enough that everybody's sitting pretty comfortably.
Okay, I was wondering, like,
I'm not being super quiet.
I was wondering, like, how, because, like, I'm happy
Me
to
and
see, like,
Anton are sitting in the, I would guess, the front, and the
Yeah.
two of them
Yeah.
are sitting in
Yeah.
the back.
Yeah, I was wondering, because, like, have to,
You
I feel
can
like right
probably
behind
hear
hearing
me.
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm just-
you can definitely hear him have this
I'm like
conversation.
just texting Falcon, listening to this conversation, just
Yeah.
waiting to see if I
I
chime in
can
or
just
not.
see his ears turn back.
Yeah. Not chiming in, just waiting to see if, like, there's something I need to chime in on at some point.
And I'm going to, since I see him texting and I'm not part of any conversation currently, I'm still, small talking a little bit with our guest. I'm going to text Anton and be like, your student sure does think very highly of himself, and I'm going to do period. And I'm just going to, like, look over to Anton.
They'll just smirk, but let their conversation continue.
Yeah,
Just-
exactly. We don't need to speak on it, but I'm going to make sure that my understanding is heard.
The shepherds are here to. You got a bucket of water, a lot of holes in it, blood, water, whatever,
Yeah.
spilling everywhere. We do our best to find the holes, plug them up, and make sure that it doesn't get worse. There's hiring freezes as far as kindred go. There's other things that are happening in the city we can't keep track of, such as Garu. The shepherds do their best job to find and house or help integrate people who are of our kind.
During this conversation, you do hear every now and then Angelina's gasping at stuff that the traffic is doing. She failed her composure resolve at the traffic.
Does she have pearls to clutch?
If she did, she would. Every now and then a car cuts off. She's like, she's stomping on an emergency brake that doesn't exist.
Oh.
She's very
bless.
nervous driving, so she's trying to, like, look back and, like, seemingly be a part of a conversation that isn't looking straight ahead at the traffic. She's like, yes, that sounds very interesting. If you could please tell me more.
Yeah. As he finishes his explanation, I'll just roll my head back and go, do you remember what I told you about the history of Atlanta?
Yeah.
Before? Once the Sabbat were cleared out by the Second Inquisition, all of the kindred that they turned recklessly and just abandoned or turned into soldiers were left behind.
With hence the fire part of that.
Hence the lost childer part of it.
Gotcha.
So you're like a animal rescue, but for kindred.
Yeah, let's sit back up.
Probably more accurate than you realize.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have
that's
we have
very much
many.
what it is.
The city was at a breaking point in terms of kindred population, thanks to the Sabbat not really regulating how they turned. They just wanted more numbers and more numbers and more numbers, and there are who knows how many kindred in this city who were just turned and abandoned. And even still, by the Camarilla, people or the Anarchs, just turned and abandoned. And it is our job to help.
I happen to find our pursuit much more noble than all that. I feel like we are bringing home our kindred.
We
I
are.
find it to be a very noble pursuit. Had things gone differently in my time in the final nights, my childhood would have probably been in your purview had they come to Atlanta. But seems they jumped in front of me before I could jump in front of them.
Did
For the best.
do you, I assume you mean literally?
Yes, literally.
This is during the final nights up near you?
Yes.
Is knowing your sire normal?
50-50.
Okay, cool.
And even then, it's a wash of if it's good or bad.
Yeah, 50-50 and then 50-50.
Oh, that one's right.
I'll continue on with the mystery dad then, or mom.
Does your school not help you find your sires?
We have
Or
not.
is it just they're all presumed dead?
We have not considered it. Granted, it is something that I could possibly do. Now that I
I
think
don't
about
know.
it.
Actually, I was really excited about that Ponce location. Can you tell
And
me?
you guys are getting close to it.
Yeah, good. I think we should tell her a little bit more about the area. And I'm going to motion them like, can you stop telling her everything about fucking everything? Like,
And as you guys are getting close to Ponce, she finally like turns to look out the window again, like nervously, and she's like, "Oh, this
isn't
is
it beautiful? Yes. I mean, look at that mural right over there. I'm going to point to the one across the
My
street.
goodness, just the artistic talent of street artists. I swear. You know, some people of my clan think lowly of it, but I think it's the purest form of art. It's
Art is art.
It's art done for one's own heart. There's no money involved. There's no fame involved. I think it's beautiful.
And at night, it really lights up.
It does.
Sculptures, they kind of look bland at night, but street art really pops.
It does.
It does. I think it's some of the purest form. Is there a way to... Do your businesses allow street art? Can I just...
Some of them do.
Wonderful. I've always wanted to purchase a business and just say local artists can do whatever they want on the building.
You very
That's
well could.
excellent. Yes. Very
I'll have
much
to
so.
do that.
Yeah, she's so in this moment, I'm like, okay, I kind of like this girl. She's like all about helping the people and okay,
You may not be able to purchase a building here, as there is another kindred who owns it, but many
I'll
businesses.
look
of
around.
course.
I'm sure there's some wonderful places I can invest in.
I know across the street on the road. So we're at Ponce City Market now, I would assume.
Yeah, you've pulled into the parking lot now.
And I'll point to the road that's across the street. I think there's a Chipotle on that corner or something on that corner right there.
It's further back, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so behind that there is I'm going to tell it to her. There was a gym that was at one point a CrossFit gym. It's been a yoga studio. It's been a lot of things. I think that it's empty now. So I'm pointing that direction.
And one of the walls near that area
It's
has-
large.
very large, and has street art commissioned on it all the time.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I think this place is beautiful. And so those windows up there are the penthouses?
Yeah, some of them. Some are offices, but further up are more penthouses.
Yes,
Well, I
I'm
think
not
this-
sure what portion of that is a penthouse or what is business, but yes,
But this is a very
something
s-
up there is penthouse.
Very centralized location to the city. Allows you access to the many different facets of it, and could be very,
And you said another kindred owns this building?
to my knowledge, has invested in it heavily. I'm not sure about.
We're not really sure
ownership.
who it is, though. I just assume that it's kindred.
Well, I just want to make sure if I'm purchasing property in someone else's
Domains
domain,
are important, of
I want to
course.
make sure that I'm abiding by domain.
Of course.
If you are being brought in by the prince, I feel that it would be okay, but we would introduce you before we go ahead with this. More of
That
showing the
makes
area.
sense. I've paid up my hotel for the week, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying at the Westin?
Oh,
That is one of them, yes.
It's very tall.
that's a great one.
It's very tall. I'm on the 55th floor. I think it's just lovely.
Wonderful. We may
You
not,
can see the whole city from up there.
we may not find you a penthouse
Can I make
there.
another roll?
Yes,
I am like really hating what's happening right now as a human being. My meta is going like off the freaking charts right now.
I do want to make a roll that might be useless, but given the name and how old
shit,
she is, I
but-
want to make an academics roll with my history specialty,
Okay.
being the history teacher that I am.
Go right ahead with some academics.
So when that's 2, right? When it's like that, or
Just
no?
if it's by itself,
Or
it's just
intelligence
one.
and academics.
Yeah, it was 4 successes.
And
And
you can re-roll those.
I have a
points.
memory of
For
the name
willpower.
Crawford in connection to Georgia, which would be where a lot of my history focus was. And
But
I
unfortunately, she
Yeah.
doesn't ring any bells.
yeah, so I just probably asked
It's
like
a common last name.
I just asked like a. Forgive me for asking, given that you are, many hundreds of years old, would you have any connection to William Crawford? He was a Secretary of Treasury from Georgia, actually.
I don't think so. I do know my grandpappy got around a lot back in the day, so it's possible somewhere down the family tree we're related.
He was from Virginia before he moved down here, but given your investments in the military, as you mentioned, I was curious if you possibly were connected through one of the statesmen.
I admittedly don't pay much attention to the military. I inherited a lot of stuff from my father, and I just continued to create corporations over the years to take care of it, as I don't want to leave his legacy behind, and I figure at least that way, should things get out of hand, I can always pull a few financial strings and get them back in order. I'm not a fan of the military, but
It's fine. I'm impressed that I'm impressed to hear this again, few hundreds years running family legacy. Still.
it
still
doesn't
in process.
appear like a family legacy to anyone else, mind you.
Of
It's
course.
just I get my money, and I try and keep this damn country from blowing itself up.
I got 5 successes. I don't know if it does shit, but I got 5 successes.
She's reading accurate to you.
Jesus Christ.
She just might be a little obnoxious. Maybe more than a little obnoxious. But in your encounters with Toreador, that's probably par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And so she just kind of looks and says, "You mind if I get out and look around the area?
Absolutely. I think
Is that safe in this part of town?"
as safe as any other part of town.
Did
You're significantly safer than those of our kind brethren. The kind brethren. They're a little bit
Oh.
more in danger.
Is there something happening to the kind around here?
Well, I mean, murder Kroger, but it's not really.
Murder Kroger?
Well, it's not really there anymore.
It's a whole Kroger for murder?
One would assume.
It was
Used to be.
a
Some-
significant amount of crime.
Some
My
parts-
goodness, well, I will avoid the
Be
Kroger
careful.
then.
Yes, yes.
Some
I'm
parts
just
of town
gonna
are more interesting than
walk
others.
to the building if that's all right. Can I walk around inside?
Yes,
it
if
looks
it's,
like a market.
if it is open, then yes.
Oh, I would love to go inside if that's all right. That way I'll know kind of at least the character of the place.
We can see if it's open, and I have not been here this late, so I'm not sure. But if it's open, then
I'm pretty certain the rooftop bar is open.
Well, then there's
A
that.
rooftop bar.
Yes.
There is a bar.
Charming.
Yes.
Well, I can always grab a Uber home. I don't want to keep you all up.
No, we have been asked to show you around, so we'll show you around.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
The hospitality of Atlanta, I swear.
They say it is southern charm.
I'm from North Carolina, so we only get about half that.
I'm from St. Petersburg. We got none of that.
Florida?
You're so kind. And I'll get out of the car.
And so she goes to get out of the car, given the order you guys are in. So
She was up
Anton
front
gets
with-
out first.
She was up front with Mark, I think, right?
She
Yeah.
was up front with Mark.
Yeah,
yes.
she opens the door and she's just waiting.
Yep. Yes, sir. I'll get out and. I don't have any etiquette dots, so I'm just like.
I do. I have all the
I was
etiquette
gonna say
dots,
if no
so
one else does it, I'm
Simple
like,
enough just
I
to open the
get-
door.
I've got
just
literally
like-
all the etiquette.
Okay, so
dots.
Jackson's offering his hand to help her out.
We can, but Mel's out right behind me, so.
Yeah.
Jackson's offering his hand, so real quick. Since she knows you're not a Toreador,
yeah.
she'll take it. And so she's gonna take your hand, and as she comes down, and like goes to grip your hand, her fingernail drags across the scar in the palm of your hand.
Okay.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry."
It's Fine.
I thought it would be nice to get my nails done, and I can't deal with these things. How do you do them?
Short and
They told me this was the fashion, and
they're beautiful, but when they're that long, it's very hard to operate.
I know I normally do gardening, and I thought I'm trying to do this big city life right, and find myself at a loss more often than I hope for.
Did you have your nails done in town, or?
Yes, it was some little shop, luxury nail salon or something. I went last night and they tried to come right off today, so I just glued them back on with super glue.
Okay.
I'm just watching because like she just suddenly apologized for taking his hand, so I'm just observing.
And it wasn't enough to make you bleed.
Yeah.
Just since it's a scar, it did hurt.
Yeah.
And so she gets out and she's walking towards Ponce.
Yeah, well, we're all going that way.
I'll follow.
And so you guys are walking into Pont City Market?
I think there is a separate entrance, maybe, or there's a way to go to the roof where you're not, because a lot of those buildings.
There's that external entrance that has an elevator.
Yeah, because I know a lot of the businesses are closed at night.
Yeah.
A lot of the interior market businesses are. So.
And you can kind of peek at them as you're going to the elevator. So that's what she's doing. She's just kind of like, oh.
Yeah, you can see them because they're open.
Yeah.
Because they're not like
she's
off.
thinking it's super charming.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
And you guys get on the elevator, and she does pull out her phone, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna tell the prince that you guys brought me here. He said I should check in with him, just make sure. I hope that's not offensive.
It's the order of the prince.
I think perhaps your prince is new.
Yes, he is.
He seemed very concerned with making sure that I got taken care of properly, and that's usually a sign of a new prince.
Oh.
Very well.
And so she's just texting real quick.
And it occurs to me that I'll pull my phone and text while she's texting. I'm texting Tilly.
Okay.
Because it just occurs to me, and I text her and just go, hi Tilly, Elder Toreador in town, interested in a penthouse at Ponce City Market, period, from the prince, period, and send.
Okay. You get a text back after a couple minutes. Everybody's in the elevator going up. It's slow. Mm-hmm. And you do get a text back that says, if that's Miss Crawford, give her whatever she wants. And you get an immediate message afterwards that says, she's extremely old. You get another message, she makes me nervous. You get another message, old people are fancy.
That they are. Send.
I'm going to send Alpha a text that says, we are escorting her through Ponce City Market. She said she was to check in with you. I figured I would double up, period.
Okay. And you get a response back that says, I got her message. Thanks. She seems excited.
And I send no text messages. Mm-hmm. And stay away from the buttons.
I do likewise.
No.
Okay, not touching your phone.
No.
All right. And so you guys do get up to the rooftop bar. And it's quite lovely. And she's walking around just amazed. She's like, it is beautiful up here. Oh, I'm definitely, if you're, whoever's domain this is, if they'll allow, I love this.
Well, you're in luck. I did a quick check just for politeness sake, and you've absolutely been cleared.
Wonderful. Who do I need to contact then?
I imagine just the property manager at this point, the way that any
okay, so I have
would.
permission. I would just purchase it like a regular person?
Yes, indeed, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, fantastic. I've heard Taylor Kindred, you gotta apply, and it's permits, it's a whole mess.
I was told that you may have whatever you like if you were looking for a penthouse here.
That's so kind.
She was rather blunt about that point. So.
Well, that is just kind as can be. I'll probably get an email sent out tonight.
Wonderful.
So in that way, they have it in the morning. Trying to do business at night is such a pain in the ass.
This is our life, or so to speak.
Well, wonderful. And as you guys kind of mill about, Jackson, your pocket buzzes.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to just kind of like wander, like checking out the bar, acting like I'm very interested in the bar, but I'll pull my phone once I'm not within like directly next to one of them and check it.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on you, but I can't see your phone from that distance.
Yeah. I'm not like actively avoiding you. It's
Yeah.
just like wandering around like, sweet bar. I haven't been in one of these in fucking forever. I just pull my phone out.
And you have a message from a contact that you have codedly named.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "Good work. I've got what I need. You may have your pack back relatively unharmed. I've taken very good care of them." And that is where we will leave off for this week. So we will see you guys next week. And there is a lot to think about now. So we will see you guys. Take care of yourselves and each other, especially during this week. And make sure to wear your mask, wash your hands, stay safe. We love you guys. Good night.